fresh off of a victory in a 6-man tag. Solo Dolo.
That's right.
Sikoa.
That's right.
Welcome to the SummerSlam recap. Fresh out of the arenas. Fresh out of the... No. I'm sorry. Not arena. Stadium.
That's right.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
You do feel great.
I feel great. I get to beat my older brothers up.
Yeah.
For all the times they broke my wrestlers, you know what I'm saying? I got my get back.
That's it.
I got
You've been waiting for your entire life for that moment.
33 years.
Wow.
That's a long time.
That's a long time
It's
to
a very
wait.
long time.
That's a long time to wait.
Yes.
And that's why it felt so good.
It felt great.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I've noticed that there's this side in you. You know, I mean, I've talked about, you know, your range. Maybe that's the wrong way to phrase it, but the fact that we've seen so many different sides of Solo Sikoa in a relatively short period of time. I feel like people don't even really remember that when we first got to know you, you were the strong silent type. You didn't say a word.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, you started opening your mouth and started getting entertaining and started getting, you know, I just manipulating people.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, that manipulation gene that exists
Turned
within
into
your
fun.
bloodline, it was strong within you.
Yeah.
And I feel like just now, and you were doing it the whole time you were with the MFTs. You even started seeing it popping up in Bloodline 2.0. But I feel like just now is the moment that fans, and I mean within the last 2 weeks, have started to go, ooh, Solo might be my guy. Have you felt that?
I did, man. You know, it's been a long journey, you know, from coming from the silent assassin, you know, from not talking for 2 years to transforming over to playing the tribal chief character, right? You got to see a little bit of personality, and then, you know, being the leader in the MFTs, you starting to see a little bit more, and then, you know, I got to be myself 2 weeks ago. But, you know, a lot of people don't, a lot of the fans don't understand. When you're going from not talking for 2 years, you're sitting under the learning tree from one of the greats, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, and, you know, I would sit there and I would study, like, how he would, you know, talk and cut the promos. So a lot of people think that I'm just not talking, but I was actually learning over those 2 years. So I knew when it became my time to shine, man, it's like you know, like I've been doing it for years.
Because every lesson that's being taught or every conversation that's being had,
Yes,
you're in the room, you're hearing it, you're taking it in.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's big, man.
Yeah.
That's scary in a way, in a good way, because it's like you're sitting under, you know, one of the greats, man, and I'm learning.
And do you have those moments where it's like, it's one thing to learn, right? It's one thing to like realize like, oh, I understand what's being said there and I understand what's being said there. But I think it's another thing to execute and to do it and to feel that's what it was. Mm-hmm. That's what they were talking about.
To feel natural, man. Like that's hard to come across. I didn't talk for 2 years.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to talk. But then, you know, after WrestleMania 40, you know, they give me all right, now you're gonna cut a promo. I'm nervous, man. But like I knew like all the training and sitting by Roman and Paul Heyman, man, I was like, man, I got this. This is my time to shine.
And I think that's the other thing too, right? Is that, and that's maybe why it's taking fans kind of a whole process to re-get to know Solo, because we all knew and accepted this one way. This is the guy that put 12 Samoan spikes in John Cena's neck. This is the guy who came.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you did that too.
John, if you're out there, I like to settle the beef. I'm good now, you know. I'm a good guy now, you know. Give me a call, let's hang out.
But I mean, man, I don't know that I've ever seen. I mean, I guess it's rare that there's like one singular thing that happens that kind of shifts everything. Like one singular, you can zero in and go, that's it. And I mean, it was literally last week when
2 weeks ago, man.
When you show up and you just say pew pew.
Wow.
Everybody goes, wait.
Yeah.
What is this? And you have to, and I mean, also, and I'm sure you felt this after WrestleMania 40, but it stands more true now than ever that when that bloodline is coming back together and it's going back to being the force that is, I mean, the nucleus of this entire company, when it's your role to stand outside of it and to command that attention on your own, that's a very difficult thing to do, especially to do it in a unique way.
In a natural way, too. I was just like, man, you know what? I get to pick on my brothers. I get to make fun of them. Who gets to do that?
Right.
On the biggest stage of them all.
Right.
and on TV in front of millions and millions of people. I was like, you know what? I'm going to make fun of them. And it was just, man, I just felt it in the moment, and then boom, it took off. Pew, pew, bow. It became a thing.
Yeah, it did.
All day today in my meeting greet at the photo ops and the taking pictures, man, and signing autographs, all I kept hearing was peep, pew, pew, pew. It kept getting a little bit overwhelming because they were overdoing it. You know?
Yeah.
I said, every once in a while,
Yeah, every 10 or 20 people maybe.
yeah, man. So, man, I'm just like you said before, there's a lot of layers in the character.
Yes.
Because you imagine if I was to do this when I first started, it probably wouldn't have worked.
No.
It's like when you go to eat dinner, right? You don't order the dessert first, right? You got to get your drinks, your appetizer, then you get the entree, then you get the dessert. Now, I'm giving the fans the dessert, another layer that they've never seen before.
I
And
agree.
I'm just getting started, man.
And I also think that, like, as fans accept this, then you start having the option of being like, maybe one day we will remind them that I got this other side.
Yeah.
Like maybe one day that more aggressive, meaner,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, I'm taking it all. The song says it.
Exactly.
Maybe that guy's gonna come back too. Like it all becomes, I feel like, tools in the toolbox.
There you go.
Yeah.
And in my toolbox, I got a lot of tools, man.
Yeah.
I can jack of all trades. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
Little by little, showing them that different side of solo.
Mhm.
Solo dolo became a thing. I'm just saying stuff off of my head, man. I'm like, as it goes.
When do you get comfortable enough to go like, no? I mean, I'm sure those conversations that you sat under the learning tree for helped. But when you get that confidence to go, I can trust my instincts out here. I know what I'm doing. I can trust in myself to go like, yeah, if I think it's a good idea, it's worth
Yeah.
trying.
If I think it's funny, like if I'm making my brothers laugh and my cousins,
Yeah.
I was like, if they're laughing, I know they're gonna laugh. Like I know the fans are gonna be entertained,
Right.
and I think man, so far it's been working.
I mean, it's also like this thing, right, where you are on this team opposing the bloodline. LA Knight is on that team.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There are very few superstars that are more popular than LA Knight. So for you to be able to build momentum next to somebody that's already got that kind of reaction
Yeah.
is massive. How did you make the decision to go, no. Solo is going to go forward just embracing LA Knight. LA Knight's going to look at Solo crooked, and Solo's going to sit there and go, LA, and become the biggest LA Knight fan
Yeah, man.
in the building.
It's you gotta. Everybody has to remember he was against the bloodline for a while.
Yeah.
I was a part of that group. We didn't like each other. Back then. Again, back then I didn't know. I was brainwashed. I got caught up. But as I start to realize, like, man, what the bigger picture is, we can get on the same team here. You know, we might not like each other, but there's one thing that we do not like is the bloodline. So, and I think tonight we came together as a team.
Absolutely. And I love my favorite moment. I was standing out there on the stadium floor and hearing the reaction when you got him to give you that hug.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna walk by me.
Yeah.
The old Solo almost came out. Let me put this down. Let me put this down.
Yeah.
We won the match. I'm not gonna spike you behind your back, but he ended up. I think that's what brought us apart was the win.
That's right.
Finally gave me a hug, man. After all these years,
You've been waiting for one.
I've been waiting for it.
You've been waiting for that
I've
hug.
been waiting for it, man.
I get you. And also, you can't be disrespected. The fun that you're having can't be mistaken for weakness.
Exactly.
You can't have people disrespecting you. You can't have people walking right by you. You don't,
man.
but you don't want them to bring the old Solo. You like
No,
this Solo.
I
You
like
said
this
it.
one. Yeah, I'm
I
in
like
that-
where I'm
in
at.
that. Exactly. Yeah, everybody here in Minneapolis loves where Solo's at, baby. Like, I'm not going back. I don't want to go back.
When did you start realizing that like something you want to do is wear velvet suits? Not that many people pull off a velvet suit, especially with a turtleneck. And
There you go. Not many people can wear it, especially with a 275-pound Samoan guy with blonde hair. Come
doesn't
on,
work
man.
for a lot of people.
Velvet?
No.
Can't
No, but
nobody
you
do it
said-
like Solo.
That's right. That's right. Did you wear the velvet and then decide I need to add the leather gloves, or was it always one?
Yeah,
pack?
man. I was just like, man, something's missing.
Yeah.
Something I need, right? I gotta feel like a mob boss. Something's missing. What do they do? What do they wear? What do hitmans wear when they get their hands dirty? They wear gloves, so the evidence doesn't show.
Right. No prints.
And
no
then the
nothing.
jewelry came, and then the swagger, the confidence came, and man, that's how that character became a part.
How do you get through those years, I guess, but the year or so in the beginning when it's like you're tasked with restructuring the bloodline.
Yeah.
Immediately after this has been the most successful faction, I would argue, in the history of the company. And it's like, okay, now you got to do a new one.
Yeah.
And a lot of fans are going like, it's not the bloodline. I don't know why they're doing this. This isn't the bloodline.
Yeah.
Like, how do you kind of weather that storm?
Man, I think when I took control of the bloodline, I think, you know, when I was playing this character, when Roman went away, I think I had to step in, right, to take charge when the group wasn't given to me, right? I took the Ulafala, I took the wise man. And I think, like, you know, in the movies where, say, like, the king dies and it gets passed down to the, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody likes the prince. But, like, I felt like when I was playing that role as the tribal chief, as one of the biggest heels, you know, on SmackDown and, you know, carried SmackDown when Roman was gone, I feel like nobody could have done that better to set up his return. I felt like I played the role the best I could, and we set up his return. And it was great. I felt like I did a good job at the tribal chief character.
Is it difficult for you? Because I agree, and I hope that I've been singing the praises of Solo and the Bloodline forever.
Yeah.
But I also think that it takes a level of patience.
It
And
does.
when you're performing in a medium where the feedback is instant.
Yeah.
We want it now. Wrestling fans, we want it now. We want it. What are we doing right now? We want this now.
They're impatient, man.
Right.
You
They
gotta
don't
be
realize
patient.
the long
Yeah.
play that's
The end game, right?
Right.
If I can't give them this, I can't give them that, and then they're gonna be tired of it. You got to build up to those big moments, man.
right.
Like what happened 2 weeks ago. Like that's, you know, now everybody's happy.
Yeah.
They wanted that like way before, but I'm like, no, if you got that Solo way before, it wouldn't have worked.
And do you feel like that's something that you picked up from like Roman and Paul Heyman?
Yeah,
where
man, just patience and like,
Yeah.
man, the end game. Always think about the end game.
Mhm.
What's the bigger picture?
Mhm.
You know, the bigger picture was we all break apart just to come back together.
Yeah.
Right? It'll be bigger at the end.
Yeah.
And it's been a hell of a ride, man. You know, just I'm very thankful for where I'm at.
It's a cool thing, man. And it's a cool thing to not only think about the bloodline like from the beginning in that group and where it's gone, but everybody involved as individuals and the journey that every individual. I mean, we could do a show about the bloodline, but we could just as easily do separate shows about every single member
Yeah.
and the evolution that character has gone on
Yeah.
throughout because of the way this story has been told and is still here we
told,
are
still
5,
being
6
told.
years later still being told.
Yeah, you know what's funny, man? Everybody talks about like, you know, when the bloodline thought it ended, right? Then we go away, and then it's like, then when we bring back the bloodline, like when we come back, everybody still complains.
You're
You
right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like they're happy, you know, we're left, but then they always complain. But like, man, this is the greatest story ever told, man. Like God, there's so much more to this group. Not even a group, we're a family. And that's what's the fun part about it. Like we get to do this on the biggest stage of them all, man. Like my brothers and my cousin, you know, we might not see eye to eye, you know, lately, but when I'm in the ring with them, man, we always create magic.
But that's what also, to me, makes this thing such a special, you know, and different story, is that just as much as it's a story, it's real life as well. And it goes back
Yeah.
to the Wild Samoans, and
Yeah.
it goes back to Umaga and Yokozuna and all, and to see, it really is ultimately this story of a family that has always been here, finally
Still
taking
here.
what's theirs, and
Yep.
still here, and
We
now
ain't never gonna
going,
leave. We
right.
ain't never leaving.
Right.
We're gonna be here forever. And I
Right.
believe that our kids, man, our kids, it's in our blood to do this. Man, it's cool. I get goosebumps, man. It's cool. I wish I could wrestle forever, man, but when that time comes, hopefully the younger generation beneath us, man, they can step up and fulfill our shoes. You know,
Yeah.
they'll always have a path here. But, you know, I think, you know, for Roman, man, he set that standard in our family. You know, they just gotta, you know, they gotta live up to that level.
Do you think at all about like what your mindset was when you first started in NXT, when you were one of the NXT 2.0 people? I mean,
Yeah.
you must have been a completely different
Yeah.
human. I mean, none of this information. I mean, you grew up in this business, obviously, but what we're talking about here, this like elevated storytelling.
No.
You couldn't have known that walking
No,
into
man. I
2.0.
thought I knew it all, man. NXT.
You did.
I didn't know nothing.
Wow.
I didn't know nothing, man. You know, at that time when I came into NXT, you know, Bloodline was running red hot, and then they just had got Sammy on the side. So you know, I was doing my own thing in NXT, and at that time the character was Solo. Like he fights on his own. His family left him. His brothers left him.
Right.
He got abandoned. All right, so I was like, man, let me see if I could do something with that. And then, you know, not even a year, man, I was down in NXT. Got the call to come up. I wasn't even down there a whole year. And I debuted in front of 70,000 people at Clash of the Castle in you know, hometown where Drew McIntyre was. He believed that.
Man, just you saying that, it is such a crazy thing. Less than a year in NXT.
Yeah, I debuted in October. I got caught up in August.
Then
and I was hurt. I got hurt in June.
right,
So I
of
took
course.
whole July off. Right, I took the whole July off, and I just remember they kept saying August 3rd, August 2nd. We got to get you ready. I'm like, man, what the hell is August 2nd?
Yeah.
There's no pay-per-view on August 2nd. Then the week of, I got cleared. I got cleared on Tuesday. I hopped on the jet with Roman. I flew out there, and the rest was history, man.
But I mean, you think about it, right? Less than a year in NXT. You go to the main roster.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the main event. Immediately, in the most important storyline on the show, in the role of the enforcer, and that role isn't there yet. Like, you become an essential part of that story. You go top of the card story the entire time. As soon as it ends, it's like, okay, now it's on you to do it.
Let's give it to Solo. Let's
Like,
see
it's been
a ride.
you've had 7 months in NXT, and then everything after that has been like, do it
to
Solo.
the top, man. Like when you say that, when you say it out loud, 7-8 months in NXT in developmental, and then on the main roster straight to the top in the top spot. Like, hello guys, that's not easy to do. But I knew I was in the right place at the right time because I had my family to guide me.
That's amazing, man. I do want to tell you, it's time for a new segment.
Let's do it.
You ready for a new segment?
Yeah.
We call it the finishing move. And it's
Okay.
presented by Minute Maid.
Bow.
Bow. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
pew,
right.
Pew, pew.
Okay. Solo, if you could hit your finishing move, that Samoan spike, on one thing in real life, not a person, a situation, if you could take that Samoan spike and finish a situation like an overactive group text or something like that, what would be the situation that would eat that spike?
Ooh, that's a hard
I
question.
know.
If I could use the spike in the situation, probably bills.
Bills.
Yep.
Yes.
Nobody, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mortgage.
Bills, bow. Yeah, phone bill, bow.
Oh, sorry, Con Ed.
Yeah, electricity's
Bow.
too high. Okay, bow.
That's a great answer.
Yeah,
I think we
right?
can all
Nobody
relate
wants
to
to pay
that.
bills, right?
That's right.
Well,
That's
we
right.
have to.
So shout out to Minute Maid for bringing that energy, because sometimes all you need is something bold, refreshing, and unapologetically you to get through the day. That's how you bring the juice. And I got to tell you, bold, refreshing, and unapologetically you,
That's me.
that sounds like Solo Dolo Sikoa. If
Man,
you
that's
ask
right.
me.
Say that one more time. That's right, Sam.
That sounds like Solo Dolo Sikoa.
That's right. And it only takes a minute to say it.
That's fantastic.
Come on, guys.
That is.
Sponsor me.
That is.
Sponsor me, guys.
I don't see how they could say no. I have. We're wrapping up here, but I have said about you, the thing that is great about Solo Dolo Sikoa is you watch the show, and you're like, I recognize that that's a guy that would try to sell me a used car, and I recognize that I wouldn't buy. I shouldn't buy that car from that man. But you know what?
That's funny.
But you know what?
You gonna buy it?
I'd buy that car.
I know you're gonna buy
I'd
it
buy
because
that car.
I'm good at talking, baby. That's just what I do.
Look at you.
Yeah, I can sell you that car too. I'll sell you everything in it. Yeah, my man right here, you got the 22-inch rims. You know what I'm saying? They look like 10s, but they 22s. You know, go ahead. Yeah,
Honey, I need the rims.
yeah, I got you. Bow.
Solo, thank you so much, man, and congratulations on tonight.
Man, thank you for having me. Sorry, this is my first time doing an interview, man. It's an honor to be on here, man.
Come on,
So
man.
thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure, man.
Yeah,
Thank
can
you.
I close it out with one more thing?
Yeah.
Pew pew.
Wow.
Let's go.
Let's go.